Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew. On the bench today is a 1:24 scale Maisto 1970 Chevy Corvette Stingray. I'm revisiting the Corvette Summer movie car theme that I did as a buddy build with Jody Zero. For that one I used a 1:61 scale Matchbox casting. It came out nicely and I mailed it to Jody, but immediately afterwards, I ordered this model from Amazon because I wanted to do the same movie car but in a larger scale like this, so as to be able to do more detail on it. My hands were really tied on that little 1:61 scale. Then Chuck at Diecast Breakdown announced a custom build-off to help promote the Diecast Day of Giving and gave us all 2 weeks' notice. It had to be a Maisto casting. And all of the entries are going to be judged by a Maisto designer, Eddie Castro, who's going to pick a winner out of these. I had been planning to do this much further down the road, maybe as a year-end project, but I thought, hey, why not now for this good cause? So here's my semi-rush job on the Corvette Summer movie car for the Diecast Breakdown custom build-off. I like working on these larger scale models, and this is actually the second one in a row that I'm doing, with back-to-back Friday-Saturday uploads. This one comes apart with a couple of screws, so I don't have to do any drilling or tapping of the posts. The die-cast body is actually pretty heavy. It's got some good heft to it. Opening hood. Here's the one-piece, nicely detailed dashboard. Now, if you know the movie, the Corvette Summer car was a right-hand drive, so I'll have to do a conversion on that if I want to be accurate. Door cards pop off. They'll get a color change. Most of the small bits have a melted plastic joint, which means I need to take the head off of those from the inside, like the rear windshield, sun visors and rear view mirror, side mirrors. Notice I always keep things in a little plastic bin because these will absolutely go AWOL if I don't. A couple of rear bumper guards are chrome. And the nose piece comes off. That's very nicely detailed. Shame I won't be reusing it. Last part was the windshield. And this is the goal here. This one screams 1970s, doesn't it? I honestly think it's the tackiest car in Hollywood history. Oh, I said that when I made the little one a couple of months ago. There it is. That's the one I mailed to Jody, and I'm still trying to learn to love it. Coming up on my channel next weekend is the SkyTrain. And my wife Petra is going to make her annual appearance for the Four Horsemen Painted Pink build-off. And Paul from Diecast Graveyard is hosting a super huge, ginormous build-off. You can go to his YouTube channel and find out all about that. Gonna be fun. Part of converting the stock Stingray into the Corvette Summer car is the addition of a custom nose piece, a hood scoop, and a custom tail. All three of which I need to 3D print. While the printer is doing its thing, I've taped off the front and the back where I need to cut them. I'll use an attachment on my Dremel tool for that. And here's how I applied the parts with some Epo putty that's going to require some substantial sanding to get the perfect fit, and invisible seams. This is the first of many sanding sessions in this project. And with the hood scoop on, it starts to look like the movie car. This week's community shout-out goes to Datsun Man Diecast. Mark is the one who came up with the idea of the annual Diecast Day of Giving, and I want you to go to his special website called drivendreams.org to get all the information that you'll need in order to participate, because I know that together with you and everyone helping, we can reach our goal of giving away 20,000 brand new Hot Wheels cars to less fortunate boys and girls. One of the most satisfying steps in the whole process is the primer stage, because this covers up all of the different colored parts and the seams and brings it all together, although touch-up is needed. So here's some spot putty glaze on top of the primer, more sanding, and I give my attention to the interior, starting with this nicely detailed dashboard. To be true to the movie, it's got to be a brown interior, but missing full accuracy, mine is not plush velour. It was horrible in the film. Anyway, close as I want to come is this right here. So the seats, the floor mats, the dashboard, everything gets a nice tan interior color. I was careful to mask off the instruments and add some detail to the now right-hand converted steering wheel, including 3 pedals that I had to move over individually. The 1:24 scale is so big you absolutely cannot not do the chassis detail underneath, so I flip it over and I use some Vallejo chrome paint and a fine paintbrush, and this does the same job as the Molotow pen. In fact, I prefer this over the pen because it doesn't explode and run exactly when you don't want it to. Couple of contrast colors underneath to make it stand out, and a channel logo completes that part of the job. I did a high gloss red paint job without the camera rolling for some reason, I'm sorry about that, which now gets some Deco Detail, starting with the 3D printed taillight. The headlights are decals as well. And at 2:30 in the morning, the day before the deadline, I did a 2-stage ghost white decal and colored decal flame job up and down both sides. Okay, clear coat has gone on, and now lots of pieces have to go back together to make it complete. The windshield pops in nicely. Glad I didn't break any tabs on that. Place the body over the chassis with the engine and interior already put in place. The 2 original screws go back in. And yes, I am fully aware that the dual sport mufflers would not be at the back of the car like that because of the side headers and exhaust pipes, but the deadline was looming, the hour was late, and they were too big to grind away, so there they stay. And these miniature chrome side mirrors go back into place too. Now I've glued the side exhaust and the headers on, clamped them up until they're thoroughly set and dry. And now for the reveal. Mine doesn't look exactly like the Hollywood version, but it's the best that I could do on the very short deadline that I had. I think it came out very nice looking, especially with the rear and front 3D printed parts, the very recognizable hood scoop, tan interior, still got opening doors over top of those exhausts, right-hand drive conversion, and enough chassis detail underneath to make it stand out. It's still a roller with the original wheels on there that came on the Maisto casting. And here's a look back at what I started with. A beautiful and accurate 1:24 scale Corvette Stingray. It's a 3rd generation C3, and it's a beauty. Now it's all tacky. Oh my. Here it is in all its splendor, including the biggest gaffe that I have made in 256 custom projects. I can't believe it. Surely I'm not the only one to notice, but we'll call that the comedy content for this upload. I'm glad you visited, and I'd love to hear your respectful comments below. Be sure to check out all of the other entries in the Diecast Breakdown Maisto Custom Build-Up. Wishing you all a great day. It's coffee time.